So after I got home from shopping on the way home, I decided that I don't know, I was hungry. I ate a piece of toast. I'm gonna make vegan onion broccoli soup with, well, first step is I need to cut up the onion. So I can puree everything and then I'm gonna cook it on the stove. So I have everything ready to go. Need my cutting board. Yeah, it's my handy dandy cutting board. I'm thinking about buying some new cutting boards eventually, new knives. Yeah. Need some new kitchen utensil stuff. So I have a baby purple onion. Need to apply that there. And I already have my broccoli that I cooked the other day in the blender. And puree it and then cook it on the stove. Yikes, I have toast all over me. Ah! So I'm gonna just stir everything in because I'm gonna be cooking it. Yeah, I'm gonna puree it first and then I'm gonna cook it. Gosh, every time I step in it, it makes my eyes water. Pretty bad. And I'm just gonna keep it real. My eyes always water when I cut up an onion. Oh, blah blah blah. So Thai coconut milk. Oh, yeah. It is very thick. This is what I always forget about. Super, super thick. Like, look how thick this is. I use this like when I do the henna hair mask and stuff. Ooh, yikes, spikes and shakes. Yeah, it is coming out. Okay. So I'm gonna move everything aside over here. Some noodles. Okay. So I'm gonna push things around, get everything ready to cook. Okay. I need to find my salt. Salt is MIA. I'm like, where'd my salt go? Well, you wouldn't know. Salt, not high put oil. Salt's like the most important ingredient for the cooking part. I had to keep looking for my salt, so I found it. For a full pinch. It's like black cracked peppered salt, and there's a lot in there. Season it up. Should be good. So this is just like an inspirational recipe that I decided to create. Just, kind of, that's kind of how I cook. I just try different things. I mean, it's vegetables. Even if you were doing this with like milk and cream, I don't think it's a big deal because it's a soup, really. Like, to me, I'm just gonna team food. I can finally put some lotion on my hands. This weather is just so dry, but I'm lotioning. I have to have lotion on my hands like all the time. Personally, I like to keep my hands moisturized. And I've been putting coconut oil on my skin too. Anyway, let's before I cook it, I kind of just want to see what it tastes like, just to get an idea. It's pretty creamy. It's good. I have something I'm gonna do to kind of make it more interesting, I think. Like, so like I have some tofurkey, I think. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's just overkill. I'll put this in a sandwich later. Maybe I'll make one of my avocado sandwiches for you guys while this is cooking now, because I guess I could. Okay, I want to take you over here. I'm doing a live stream where I'm cooking. Isn't that exciting? On a Monday night, because you know Monday nights I'm always stirry, worry, like up with apple. Okay. So I'm gonna pour it in. It actually tastes really good, like with the broccoli and the full fat coconut milk. I mean, if you were doing this with cream, I guess that'd be kind of the same idea, really. But it actually tastes, I don't know, it tastes pretty good. I'm like, I'm not always the biggest soup fan, but this is pretty good. Like in the onion and I think it has a possibility. So I'm just gonna heat it up. That's basically all I'm gonna do on this. Heat it just to kind of get cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna make one of my favorite avocado toast sandwiches. I love these things. The avocado toast sandwich is so good. I do a modified version for some people who don't like turkey. But basically, if you love avocado toast, I think the avocado toast sandwich is better. It tastes better to me. I love me some avocado toast. So what I do is, first thing I do is toast the bread. I'm just gonna kind of monitor that while I'm doing this, and then, like, I need the fillings for my sandwich. Over there. Shouldn't be back. Let's see. Gosh, I'm gonna be up late. Hello, Slinky again. But so next thing, I'm gonna do the avocado next. I got the ripe avocado. I'm gonna show the food haul that I filmed, but I feel like you can't really see it. I think it's where you can see, but I'm doing better. Ooh, the bread needs to be flipped because it's so big. So, and check on my soup. Good. Soup seems to be doing good. So avocado. This one's a little bit riper than the last one. It's still not. I think I should have gotten an even riper one. Like, some people don't like them when they're brown, but I'm like, I need a brown avocado because the rest of it just doesn't taste good to me. I'm just like, brown avocado, please. I had these really good somebody made this oatmeal raisin cookies. So gosh, and said, "There's oatmeal raisin cookies," and I'm just like, oh, they're really good. I realized something in the past century. Like everything that ever bothered you in the past, it's gone. Like to me, I realized that like things that I just thought were weird, I don't have to think about anymore. It's done. Like the stupidest thing in my entire life that ever happened to me, over. Thank God. Like yes, I'm happy for that. Sometimes when you're in the midst of something, you're like, oh, it seems so wonderful, but no. Something comes to a closure and you knew it wasn't good. You're like, it's pretty stupid. And it's not that, all I'm going to say is, like, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Stupid situations. Make a spoon to scrape it out. Keep monitoring my soup just to see how it's doing. It's it's gonna be a greenish color soup because it has broccoli in it. Okay. I know some people don't like green things, but I'm like, I don't know why people are so bothered by green things. I mean, I could have toasted this bread more, but it's good enough. I'm just like, you know what? I don't need it super toasty personally. Yeah, I don't personally. So I just kind of start smashing avocado onto the sandwich. Oh, and there's fat from the coconut. I kind of scraped it up with that. So, let the soup's not So it says, eat stove, microwave, spinach. It's spinach. And this is a tomato. And I'm gonna put my avocado in the fridge just to keep them nice and fresh. There's my tomato. So this is how I make the avocado sandwich. I really am gonna have to like do another video on it eventually, but it's an avocado toast sandwich is what it is, okay? I love it. It's just like the best sandwich. I make a modified version for someone else that I live with. They don't like tofurkey, but to me, I'm just like, I used to go to this market called Olive Market, and I'm like, I love like their sandwiches, but I'm like, you can make it yourself. And they had like this tofurkey sandwich, and I'm just like, with sprouts. I have a sprout or two. I really need to do my sprouting again. So I'm just like, I can make this myself. So you're kind of like making. It's kind of like you're making a $6-7 sandwich yourself. I think I'm gonna turn off my soup because it's really boiled up. My little broccoli soup. Stir it so it's all nice and stirred together. And the full fat coconut milk, that is so good to cook with. Like, it just made it come together like that. I didn't have to do much for that. Almost nothing, really. So I'll put the turkey. And so I don't eat turkey. I don't eat meat. But over the last few months, I became obsessed with tofurkey because a lot of vegans would always talk about tofurkey this, tofurkey that, and I'm like, what is this tofurkey thing everybody's talking about? It's like to me, I know. I guess if you eat meat, you're probably gonna be like, that does not taste. But I don't know. The first time I had it, I thought this, and sometimes I just snack on this because it has good protein in it. It tastes very similar to to me. I don't want to eat turkey, okay? You want to eat turkey, you go do that. I buy this because it's not turkey. And this is the oven roasted one. Like, I think I liked the Italian bell pepper one best, actually, of all the different flavors I've tried. I'm gonna be honest, though, their packaging sucks. I'm like, why don't you just have, like, a zip block thing that can open and close easily? Like, I get it, they're trying to keep it sealed, but just their packaging, like, it's horrible. I'm like, you guys have, like, the worst packaging. Like, you would think you could step up your game a little bit more with your packaging. It's not very good. It's plastic anyway, so it's not like you're being environmentally conscious not to have a resealable thing on it. Okay, so that's what I did, and then open my spinach. Did we finish off the last spinach? I'm not sure. I thought we still had some. We might have finished off the last one. Okay. I think one is done for the days. Some spinach. So maybe I'll try the Asian vinaigrette another day. I want my classic Roman Paul Newman, but I think I can't think like the Roman Empire or something because it's a classic salad dressing. That's what it is, and just like let it all marinate in there. And just like, oh, there's some more avocado. Okay, let's come together as a sandwich. Ooh, that's a thick sandwich there. Yeah, it's not pretty together. Best. Pretty falling apart. There's my sandwich. When I'm done with a pair of hair scissors, I demoted them to kitchen scissors. Because I bought a new pair of hair scissors that I use for search and destroy. And I take off split ends. And even though I usually search and destroy a lot, I'm having a Velcro issue in my hair. It's just so annoying. It's like ends of my hair are curling up into themselves, and I just couldn't get through the ends. Like it's just like my whole hair is detangled. The ends of my hair, it's just like, and I'm trying to be as careful as I can because I don't want to. And I'm curious to get the floor length hair, which is something I talk about on my other channel. But to be honest with you, if I'm going to keep having this many problems with this velcroing at the ends of my hair, I think I'm just going to cut off an inch because that seems to get rid of the velcroing issue last time. And maybe if I wore my hair up, I wouldn't have that velcroing issue as much. I don't know. But it just seems to be something with my hair type. So my hair can grow very long, but I'm just beginning to think I feel happier when I trim an inch here and there. And I have gone since August without trimming. Like, well, I did a little trim in November, like a little tiny trim. The littlest of little trims. It wasn't much at all. Okay, so this soup is so green. Because it's broccoli soup, okay? It's broccoli, onion, coconut milk soup, okay? It's a broccoli soup. But I like green things. If you don't like green things, it's probably not your grape jelly jam. But I don't know. It looks pretty good to me. So, let's move you over here. Take that piece of spinach. Ooh, that steamed me up off of it. Even though I ate a piece of toast earlier, I'm really hungry all of a sudden. I guess I haven't like ate. Honestly, I didn't eat since like little. It's funny. I just didn't eat earlier. So I'm doing the intermittent fast 1 meal a day thing again, which I know people don't like that, but that sometimes just ends up being the way that I eat. And let's try some of the soup. It's interesting. I like it. It's very broccoli. It's like a broccoli soup. It tastes like broccoli cream of broccoli type soup, but it's homemade. I just threw it together myself. And this is the avocado toast sandwich. Should have Mhm. 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 So I've been trying to watch Mr. Sunshine when I have time, but it's just very intense because you have to read the captions. But if I'm combing out my hair, I used to watch some YouTube, but I've just gotten to the point that I like YouTube, but I didn't really feel like watching anything else right now. So somebody told me about the show Bridgerton. It's different. It's not super historically accurate because I get it. You want to have representation in movies, which is great. But right off the bat, the thing that's not historically accurate is that they're are multi-ethnic people in England. And that's just not, so it's kind of weird. I get what they're trying to do. It's kind of a nice idea that, yeah, that way you have a multi-ethnic cast. The people are very beautiful in it. They're very handsome. It's kind of like softcore porn. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. But it's so interesting, like the storyline. After a while, you just kind of are watching it, and it kind of reminds me of like Dangerous Liaisons. It's like Regency era. It's interesting. The costumes are probably not 100% historically accurate, but you have this lady Daphne who marries this man who deceives her about. He tells her, what's his name? I don't know. I'd have to keep watching it. I wasn't paying super close attention because I'm detangling my hair. Okay, so he deceives her about. I'm on like episode 3 now. So she thinks like when they get married because they're friends, she thinks they're not going to be able to have sex because he tells her that he cannot produce a male, you know, heir. He can't have a child. So she is. I think she thinks he's impotent. It's really strange, like why they decided to get married at the beginning. Because I'm like, why are they getting married? They're friends, but they don't really seem to want to get married. And it's very weird because, like, first off, he gets them separate rooms when they're staying at the inn on their wedding night. And I'm like, did he just want to marry his best friend? And then they get in this weird kind of like boo 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 back and forth. And it turns out, oh, he's burning for her and she's burning for him. So then they have sex. It's their wedding night, okay? It turns out they have wild sex. Like they have this charismatic sexual connection, but he always pulls out. And I think she doesn't notice it, but every time, like I think she thinks that he's hurt or injured. And then, okay, it's not a historically accurate show, but I guess the one thing that portrays some accuracy about it, okay, this is kind of graphic, right? um, is that women wouldn't maybe always know as much about the marriage acts, I guess. So one day she starts wondering, like, why he's doing that. And she asks somebody, and they kind of explain it to her that it's not that he can't have children, he just doesn't want to. So then, like, one night they decide to have sex, and she won't get off him. And then he, like, comes in her, and he's, like, freaking out, and he's like, I don't want to have a child. And he's like, you deceived me. And I'm like, okay, like, did you willingly have sex with your wife? Like, but she deceived you. And then she says he deceived her because he just doesn't want to have a child because of his father. And I guess we haven't found out what his father did yet. But it sounds very preposterous. And then he's like, well, if you turn out pregnant, that's so wrong and we might never be able to be together again. It's just so stupid. I'm like, it's an interesting show, but this couple, I don't really like them. It's weird. Because I'm like, what is their problem, man? And what's his problem? And it sounds so absurd. He's like, I I promised my father on his deathbed that I wouldn't have children because he was a horrible father. What did his father do? I don't know. Not really sure yet. I guess I have to keep watching, but my word, bird. And then there's other characters that I like better. Some of the Bridgerton brothers. I actually like them more than Daphne, to be honest with you. It's an interesting show. But I'll have to really watch parts of it later because if you're combing your hair, it's just hard to pay attention, really. I just need something to distract myself when I'm combing out my hair. But it's interesting. It's different. What's dip doing? That used to be my dad's favorite thing. Dip toast and vegetable soup. One really fond memory. that I have too, just with being a kid. I have a really vivid memory. There's this weird thing about my memory process. Something that had happened 20 years ago. And at the most random of times, it'll just come back to me like exactly what happened. And it's like I'm reliving it. And it's always in the early morning hours. It's really weird. I haven't had that lately, but it happens occasionally. And I remember things that other people don't remember. But I like to remember things. And to me, like remembering things is just so important. I don't know why people forget so much or they just don't care to remember certain things. This is really good. I kind of wish I would have toasted the bread a little bit more. But to be honest with you, sometimes you just want soft bread too. Not ate much today at all. My sleep cycle gets really weird on Mondays because I work late. And then I'm up late like queens. But I like it. I like working late. I really do. I like getting home later. I don't know. It's fun. I have a weird idea about what's fun, I guess. But I'm always working on my YouTube channel. My other one. I've been trying to be more experimental about it. Try different things. I even started drawing last night. That's the pits. So good. Ah, it's really good. Hmm. But if you ever make an impromptu just vegetable soup and you're vegan or lactose intolerant, the coconut milk is really good. It's really creamy. It just brings out some really good flavors. I'm getting kind of full all of a sudden. Just like I'm full, but I just love to taste of the sandwich. I like to be honest with myself about bread because I know bread's not the best thing you should be eating on the planet. But if you're gonna eat bread, I'm not gonna eat whole wheat bread. I mean, maybe back in the 90s, everybody's like whole wheat bread is so much healthier. But I want to eat. I don't want to eat Wonder Bread either. But I love sourdough bread. It just tastes so good to me, and that's what I want to eat. So if you're gonna eat something like bread, you might as well just eat the one you want. Same with rice. Like I love white rice. And when people are like, "Well, brown rice is healthier," but I don't know. To me, like if you're gonna eat rice or you're gonna eat bread, just eat the one that you want. It tastes better to me. Also, I just want to enjoy food. I don't want to be like eating things that don't taste good. Not that whole wheat bread tastes bad. I just don't crave it. Like I would just like I've never woken up at 3 in the morning craving a piece of whole wheat bread. But I realized like I like sourdough. It has this sour taste to it. And just coupled with the sweetness of the tomato, the sweetness of the spinach, um, the vinegary taste of the dressing. It's just a really nice combination. I'm super full. I don't think I'm gonna eat breakfast, am I? I don't feel like it. I feel like I'm gonna have a baby or something. Oh my god. Not. Just joking. I'm just like, I feel full. Just like, oh, thanks. That's too much food. I always know better. I cleaned the trash can. Okay. So, yes, that was fun. Like, I guess it's midnight. It was kind of like midnight, well, 11 o'clock cooking, and that it was midnight eating. But even though I'm super full now, I would highly recommend if you have some vegetables in your fridge that you want to use up and you just want to make a soup, like the coconut milk, just pureeing it with that. I want to try like a cream of mushroom, but a vegan kind. That could be good too. That could be really good. And it kind of just reminds me of like some people they take their Vitamix, I guess. Because I don't my blender doesn't do this, but apparently like with the Vitamix blender, like they puree vegetables in it. There's a function that warms it up. So it's almost like cooking it. So this is kind of what it reminds me of a little bit, but it's kind of like the cheaper version of doing that because I spend $300 on a blender, you know, just not. Anyway, thanks for watching.